Hiya folks, welcome to Boating on a Budget. Peter's not here today. I'm going to get on with making these look beautiful. They've got bubbly on them and they've got graffiti. Don't get me wrong, it does add to the character, but I do also think it needs to disappear. So, first job, I need to take this off and we'll sort it out. So let's start with the offending bubbly. Who's going to throw a year at me? How old do you think this bubbly is? It's probably still got DNA on it, to be fair. Just to let you all know, I have put safety first. I have put my bro out up there. Well, that's them two removed. What we're going to do is go outside and give them a good sand. Come and join me. I'm outside now, and I think with the magic of television, Peter might be able to zoom into them just so you can see how bad it is before I start. But we'll get it better. Sandpaper I'm using is 60, 80 and 120 grit. I am going to start with a 60 because I think this one is pretty bad. It's got a big groove in it, this, but I think it can be filled, so I'm not too worried. I think that ink might have gone a bit deep, but we'll have a look. That's not coming up too bad, to be fair. Just not happy about this ink. It's gone quite deep. But patience, and it'll come out, I think. That's looking 100 times better, to be fair. I don't know whether you can see it now. Quite a few deep scratches, but I'm not too worried about them. It was this ink mark I needed to get rid of because it's gone through a few layers. But other than that, I'm happy with that. So we've got this one. This has got names scratched into it, ink. That one's going to be a bit of a mare, I think. But we'll give it a go. I never actually thought I'd say this, but there may be another man in our lives, because Johnny ain't going nowhere. It's definitely thirsty work, this sanding. We're going to have another brew. That's my fresh brew made. Let's have a look at this piece of wood. looks 100 times better than it did before. And Johnny's gone. So I'm going to do the other one with a new piece of sandpaper. See how that one comes up, because it's definitely in worse condition than this one. But first of all, I am going to drink all my drink before it goes cold this time. That's what this one looks like. Try and get rid of all these. See if this one will disappear. This circle. Not worried about that. And these bits. Starting to look good, to be fair. Well, that's my brew done. New piece of sandpaper. Let's get this looking alright. I'm not 100% sure on what stages I'm looking down to. I'm liking it as it is. I think there's bits of character still, just none of that graffiti. That graffiti work making it look good. Try the other one again. I want to do these edges and just see if I can get some of this out. Wish me luck, guys. New paper. So I think looking at that, I think that's about as far as I want to go for now. I am going to consult Peter about it and to where we need to go, but I think I've still got a bit of character to it, but just got rid of all rubbish. So now I'm back indoors. This fits here, like that, which is a totally different to this. This needs to be like this. So this has had a 60 grit on it. I am going to do this with a 60 grit, but then they both, once they're the same, need an 80 on them and then a 120. And I'm going to do all that. And then after it's finished, just before we finish it off, I'm going to go with the same grain with a smoother sandpaper. Just make sure, because this spins, so I don't want any spin marks, if that makes sense. I want it all to be really lovely. This is a 60 grit, which should get rid of most of these blemishes and marks. Then I'm going to go down to an 80, but let's do 60 first. Well, I think that's killed that piece of sandpaper, to be fair. So I'm going to get a new sheet, go over, try and get these bits out. Maybe that one a little bit less. I don't know if Sandra will get under there and it'll get them off. Let's see. Well, as you can see, it's far from perfect. But it's 100 times better than it were. 100 times. A little comparison. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to move down to an 80. And we'll see where we go from there. So an 80. Let's put some of that on. Give that a go. Mask on. That's 60 and that's an 80. It just needs a 120, but what I'm going to do, I've only done this piece of wood because I'm not sure how much sanding you need to see me doing. I've done this bit in 60 and 80. I've got that one to do in 60 and 80. And I've also got the whole of this work surface to do. Then I'm going to go over the whole thing with 120. Make sure that it's exactly as I want it to be. That's when I think I'll get to see whether I'm going to like it or not. That's the sanding done, guys. 5.5 hours. 3 lots of sandpaper later. So we went from 60, 80 to 120. It just wants a light sanding going with the grain before we actually put a finish on it. We've got a crack here. Peter assures me that he can mend that. I have saved him some sawdust bits and it's like fine powder. It was a tip that I saw on a YouTube channel, so I can make use of them. He can put these back, but before he gets home from work, I've got to clean his tools, or else I'm in trouble. An email has been discovered on one of the school desks. I am going to email people, well, the person whose desk it is, to be fair, and see what year, what school it came from. There may be some history. Who knows? If you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. I hope I haven't bored you too much. But it's been my first video and I've been pleased to do it. But apart from that, I've only got some cleaning up to do. So I'm going to say bye-bye. Thanks for watching.